Okay, so up lovely and tall. Have your legs crossed, whichever way you like. Make sure you're on mute. I wish I had a little mute button for my dogs, I don't. And close your eyes. Just set aside everything. As if you can just push everything away to the periphery and make a big space around you. A nice, energetic, lovely yoga space for you to do your practice in today. And think about having a lovely connection with the earth through your sit bones and your ankles. And from there, that lovely solid base building up. So lengthening through the bottom of your spine, up into your lower back and your mid back. Think about flaring out your ribs with each breath, making each breath long and as deep as possible, and lengthening through the upper back into the neck. And relax your shoulders. Ease off any tension in your shoulder blades. And let's lift the sternum a little so we get some length in the front of your body as well. A little lift to the chin if you need to get that crown of the head up towards the ceiling. And just checking into the rest of your body. So making sure that your shoulders aren't holding any tension. You're not gripping hold of your knees or clenching your fists. Nice relaxed hands and arms. And as far as possible, relaxed legs as well. And let's just change the legs around. So whichever leg was in front, bring it to the back. Swap round, come into the less instinctive cross. It might be that you go sort of 50-50. It might be that maybe you don't sit on the floor very much. But let's get into the awkward cross. Just to be a little different. Still keeping that nice long spine, the front of the body, length through the sides, up under your arms, and relaxing your shoulders. So much going on, and all we're doing is sitting here. So body is very complicated and an amazing piece of kit. Let's take a nice deep breath in together. So we're going to breathe in through the nostrils and out through the mouth. Go at your own pace. And with each in-breath, feel that you're making space between each vertebra, making space in the front of the body and the sides, up into your neck, into the sides of your neck. And with every out-breath, relax your muscles in your shoulders, the shoulder blades, the fingers, tops of your feet and your toes and your thighs. Wherever you need to relax and let go. That's with the out breath, and with the in breath, we lift again. So we're going to breathe together in a box breath to start with today. So we will imagine, so with your eyes closed, imagine that as you breathe in, you take a line from left to right. As you breathe out, you drop down from top right to bottom right. As you breathe in again, you're drawing a line parallel with the first one, back across the bottom half of that rectangle or square. And then on that next out breath, you go up to meet your start point. So just drawing a box or a square or a rectangle. Mine always turn out to be rectangles because my in-breath, no, other way around. My out-breath is longer than my in-breath. So let's do that together. We'll start off at the same point. We'll breathe together for a while and then we'll go at our own pace. Are you ready? Let's take an in-breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue at your own pace. Continue visualizing each breath as a line. Either vertical or horizontal. Three more boxes. As you focus on the lines, the breath, still keep the crown of your head lifting up towards the ceiling and your shoulders relaxed. Relax your face. Last one. Come back to breathing in a relaxed and easy way. Notice how you're feeling. Hopefully beautifully oxygenated and ready for some yoga practice. So let's take chin to chest. Briefly stretching out the back of the neck. And then let's raise that chin up, draw an arc with the chin, and bring the back of your head to the top of your back, still with that lovely straight, long spine. And chin to ceiling, let's do that. Strong, strong, strong stretch in the front of your throat and neck. And release and come back. One more chin up to the ceiling stretch. And then we uncurl. Bring your head back to level. And we're going to do a sharp turn now. So take your chin to your right shoulder. Bring that ear, right ear behind you. Sharp, sharp, sharp turn. Make sure you're keeping your left shoulder in line with your right. And then let's go all the way over to the other side. So very gently back to center first and then over to the other side. So your chin comes above your left shoulder now. Nice strong turn and look behind you. Just wake the eyes up on those lovely little muscles. Looking as far behind you as you can. And release. And we're going to come into a tabletop position. So make sure you've given yourself enough space Make sure you've got some padding under your knees if you need it. Double fold your mat. And have your feet out behind you so you can't see them. Push the floor away. So let's raise that mid-back, lengthen through your arms. Lovely long arms here. Pushing the fingertips down into your mat or into the floor, as well as the whole of each finger and the palms of your hands. And then mid-back up towards the ceiling as well. And then your hips too. So your back in a nice straight line. You might need to lift your head a little, and we're going to push back. So push all the way back. So push with your hands and resist a little with your thighs. So push back, but don't make it easy. Don't make it easy, it sounds ridiculous. And then let's lift off with the thighs, but with some resistance from the hands. So you should feel that your thighs are really having to work so hard to push back because your hands are pushing back against that. So let's push back again. So hands pushing down into the floor, arms engaged and very strong. Pushing with your arms, resisting, so you're not moving very much. And feel your feet, tops of your feet pushing into the floor, and then slowly allowing yourself to bend at the knee, but with resistance. Coming all the way down now to the ground if you can. So your hips come down to your heels. Looking forward to your hands, lovely long neck. And then we're going to push forward. So again, a little bit of resistance with the arms. Make those thighs work really hard. Push, 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 push. And then we're going to go past the midline. So that will put quite a lot of pressure onto your wrists. Make sure that you're engaging the whole of the palm of your hand and only go as far as works for you. Just want to wake up the wrists a little bit. And then come back to neutral. And then we're going to come into gun dog. So we're going to be lifting up the right arm and the left leg at the same time. So nice strong core, switch everything on, straight back, and then we're lifting up the right arm, keeping your head level, and don't move your head, just that arm, and then we're going to take the left leg out. So we've got right arm out in front, left leg out behind. Think about straightening out that back leg, nice and strong. Think about keeping your hips level. So not lifting up that left hip. Push the floor away from you with your left arm, nice and strong, and engage your right arm so that you're pointing your fingertips as far away from you as you possibly can. Nice strong core here. And you lift a little higher, your leg and your arm, and then coming back. Don't go all the way back down to the floor, tuck in first. So we're bringing that left knee into the chest, curling the elbow in towards your chest as well, and then coming back down to the floor. Whew. Nice, deep, slow breaths all the way through. Don't hold your breath like I was just doing. So right hand pressing down into the floor now, that lovely stable base. It's going to be your right hand and your left knee. And then we're lifting the left arm up first, and then the right leg. So gun dog, just watch out for a little bit of a flying right hip there. Reaching forward with your left arm and reaching backwards with that right leg, right foot. And point the toe if you want to. Belly button in towards your spine. And just gazing down, your gaze point is just beside your right hand. Squeeze your glutes, reaching forward, and that's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And remember, we're going to bring that elbow in to the side, bringing that knee into the chest, squeezing round, and then coming down to the ground. Well done. One more time on the other side. So you know what to do now, you know what to expect. I'm sure you've done this before anyway. So we're going to lift the right arm and left leg. Reaching forward. Reaching backwards. Head and neck and back in line. And then coming all the way back, tucking in. Taking a breath. And then exactly the same on the other side. Remember to breathe nice and deep and slow. Coming back to center, bring yourself into child's pose. So we're going to send ourselves back into child's pose. Nice compression into the mid region here. Reach your arms forward and stretch them out as far as you can. Let's open up under the arms. Nice big stretch under the arms. At the same time, taking your hips back towards your heels. Nice strong postures followed by a rest pose. And then we're back into moving again. So looking forward to your hands. Stretching forward again. Tuck your toes under. Let's come up into our first downward facing dog. So hips up. And enjoy that lovely stretch in the backs of your legs, backs of the heels, your Achilles, and your calves, backs of your knees. If you've been doing lots of running, this is a great stretch, or lots of sitting, or lots of anything really in our everyday lives. It isn't this gorgeous long stretch for the whole of your legs. So a little bit of a tilt in your hips, sending your sit bones up towards the ceiling. Allow your head and your neck to be completely relaxed here. It's a great posture for feeding the face, scalp, eyes. Make sure that your shoulders are wide so you've got no jamming up of the head and neck. And push yourself away with your hands. So you're pushing the floor away. I'll give you a little bit more length in your back. And we're going to look forward, so looking towards your hands now and coming forward into a plank. So heels coming off. Adjust if you need to. You might have to change that distance. Make sure that your wrists are roughly underneath your shoulders. And just have a little check, look down the side of your body. Make sure that you're not sticking your bum up in the air or letting it slope down like a deck chair. And we're just holding in this lovely strong plank. So pushing the floor away, lifting your mid back up towards the ceiling, squeezing your glutes. And we're going to come into a hanging cobra. So taking your hips down towards the floor, maybe walking your toes a little closer if you need to. Arching your back gently. Doesn't have to be a big arch. We're just hanging, squeezing the glutes still. And then we're going to take the tops of the feet to the floor. So all that we change is just that the top of the foot comes to the floor and we're still hanging here. Allow your chest to come between your arms. And then we're going to come down to the ground. So give yourself some space if you need to. Didn't calculate that one very well. I run out of mat. And then stretch forward. Let's have a lovely stretch. So take your fingertips as far away as you can. Same with your toes. And maybe even an inch or millimeter perhaps them away by just creeping them along the floor. Feel that stretch in your elbows, under your arms, even across your shoulders. Nice big stretch. And we're going to roll onto our sides here. So bring your arms back, give yourself some support. We're going to roll over onto the right side. So right side, you can prop yourself up, or if you prefer, you can have your head in your hand or have your head flat on the floor. We're going to be lifting the left leg. So make sure that your body's in line. You're not bringing your legs forward or backwards. I'm just taking that left leg up. So raising the left leg. Keep going till you feel that in your hip, or just into this glute here. Let's flex the foot, so bringing the toes in towards your shin, sending your heel away. And then we're going to be looking for that foot. So bring your knee in, hold on, find that foot, and make sure that you are balanced and you've got a nice steady base here. If you're worried about rolling over, you can always bend that bottom leg, the right leg, and then we're just going to lift. So it doesn't have to be a huge stretch. You can keep a nice bend in the knee. If holding on at the foot is difficult or awkward, bring yourself to the shin or to the thigh. If leg is okay, the foot's okay, then go for foot. So just a nice gentle hold on the outer edge, or you can go for your yoga hold, which is just wrapping your first two fingers around your big toe. And then we're looking to try and straighten a little. So use your leg or your foot to stretch your arm, your left arm. So we're left arm, left leg. The right side is doing all the stability and balance here. Still breathing nice and slow and deep. And then we're going to bend. Bring that foot down as far in as you possibly can and bring your foot to the floor. Wedge that foot against your thigh and we're gently going to push that right knee away. You might hopefully feel a nice little stretch in the hip joint there. Pushing that leg away and release. We're going to do exactly the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to quickly swivel around. So we'll bring ourselves onto the left side now. And the same thing on this side as you did on the other side. So if you were right up on your elbow, then come back up onto your elbow on this side too. Or if you were down, just cradling your head in your hand, that's what you need to do this side as well. So just look down, make sure that you're in a straight line. Sometimes we can feel like we're in a straight line, but we're really not. And that bottom foot, keep it flexed so you've got a bit more balance. And we're going to bring that right leg up. So right leg just goes up by itself for now. Bringing the front of your foot forward. A little bit of a flex there. And breathe. A little bit of a balanced posture here. If you want to challenge yourself, you can take that right hand off and just use your left leg for balance. Squeeze, can you come a little higher? And release all the way back down. Then we're going to find that right leg or right foot. Bring it in and either yoga hold on the outside edge or on your calf or on your thigh, wherever works for you for today. And then we're going to just be lengthening, bringing that leg up, nice and bent for now, bent knee. And then we look for a little bit more length in the leg, straightening up if that works. So you're supporting that, I was going to say standing leg, it's not a standing leg, it's the opposite of a standing leg, that up in the air leg with your arm, and you're supposed to be supporting your arm with your leg. But there's also a lot of balance going on and trying not to roll over. So all those little muscles in your core, in your thigh, in your leg, in your arm, in your back, all working in perfect harmony to keep you balanced. Remember to push the leg away a little to take that arm a tiny bit out of its socket. Stretching, giving all those tendons and ligaments a little bit of a stretch so they get better blood flow, but fed a little better. Well done, lovely, lovely long legs. And then let's bring that leg down as high as you can, flat to the floor. Just tucking that heel into your thigh or into your leg so that it doesn't move, and then gently pushing, lengthening. So I'm just making a bit of space here by pushing that knee away, pushing the thigh away. Might not feel like very much. Again, it's just all about unblocking and moving and getting things going in the body. There we go, well done. And from here, we're going to roll onto our fronts. So we're on the floor a lot today, aren't we? Well, we're on the floor every time, but we're a lot on the floor. A lot of us is on the floor. Okay, so we're reaching forward. We're going to come into a Shalabhasana or a locust. We want to wake up all those muscles in the back, posterior chain. So stretch your toes away from you, stretch your fingertips away from you, lovely and long as you can be. And then we lift the head, look up, look forward, take the arms off. Now you've got two choices with your arms. In fact, we'll do both of them. So we're going to reach forward first, and then we'll bring the elbows down a little later. And at the same time, we're going to squeeze all the muscles in the back. So consciously squeezing your glutes, squeezing your mid back, your upper back, to lift your legs up off the floor as well. So Shalabhasana or locust, arms and legs are off the floor. And the smallest possible amount of your torso is on the floor. So lift your chest, lift your thighs. And we're holding here, we're going to draw the elbows back. So nice, slow, strong drawing back. That might give you a little bit more lift in the chest. Squeezing your shoulder blades towards each other. Arms are hovering. Lift a little higher and relax. Well done. Come into Makara or crocodile. So we've got one forearm stacked on top of the other. And use that as a pillow for your forehead. And breathe in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Nice deep, slow breath. One more. And then keeping your left forearm on the mat in front of you so that you can lift your chest a little and you're partially supported by that arm. So the arm stays in front of you there. And we're going to bend the right leg. So right leg bends, bend at the knee and look round, find your foot with your right hand. So right leg, right hand. Left arm's just supporting you at the front there and helping you lift your chest a little. And we're going to just lift that right leg up. So push your right foot away and we'll open up in the front of the chest as well here. So a half wheel. Lots of tension in that back of the leg there. The right leg pushing. So you'll feel a stretch maybe in your elbow, in your shoulder, a little bit of a twist as well. And then come back all the way down. Release. Bring yourself back into Makara again. So forehead on your forearms. And breathe. And the same on the other side. So we're going to do that nice upper body twist and stretch. So right arm comes down as your support. Bend your left leg. Reach around, find your left foot. And then we're going to lift. So take that right leg into a nice strong position, pushing the right foot down into the floor. And then we're lifting up the left, squeezing into that glute. And look round as well. So you give yourself a little bit of a twist in your upper back. You can push down into your right forearm to give yourself a little bit more movement. Lift that left leg up higher. Squeeze. And hold and breathe. And release. All the way back down, back into Makara. And now we're going to be finding both feet at the same time. Remember when this was so easy? You know, the gymnastics and cartwheeling around in gardens, and maybe that was just last summer. So head up, shoulder blades pushing towards each other, feet pulled in towards your glutes, and right hand around your right foot, left hand around your left foot. Now either stay here or lift. Take both legs off. If both don't work at the same time for you today, then let's just do one side and then release and come to the other. Otherwise, squeezing your glutes, pushing your feet away, and lifting as much of your body off your mat as you can. Squeeze, lift, and release. Take your knees wide. Bring your hands together, clasp them together, and use your hands as a rest for your forehead. Well done. We're going to do a little bit of a counter pose here. Tuck your toes under. Bring your hands either side of your shoulders, flat to the floor, or either side of your chest, I suppose, underneath your shoulders. And then we're lifting up, peeling off, coming into downward facing dog. So step forward if you need to. Adjust. Find your perfect downward facing dog. Remember to lengthen across your shoulders so that you've got lots of space there. Send your sit bones up towards the ceiling. And then we're going to walk hands towards feet, feet towards hands, a little bit of both, and come into an easy forward bend. So just folding forward, letting your head and neck be completely at rest here. Maybe close your eyes, think about the soles of your feet, pressing every little part of your foot equally into the floor. So if you're rolling in, counteract that a little bit, rolling out. If you've got toes that are not quite touching the floor as strongly as others, wake them up and press them into the floor. Think about lifting your kneecaps just a tiny bit and relaxing through the whole of your chest, letting your arms be heavy, and then we're uncurling. So use your core here, use your thighs, strengthen your legs to slowly uncurl as slowly as you possibly can. Gently bringing yourself all the way up, allowing your arms to hang and dangle, and coming all the way up to standing. Well done. Let's come into warrior. So take the left foot forward, right foot back. And we're going to come into warrior one. So your hips align with the narrow end of your mat, pointing out towards your left foot. Swoop your arms forward and let's bend and allow that back heel to come away. Adjust your position all the time, lots of little micro adjustments. Don't expect or demand of yourself that you get directly into the perfect posture. That's not really very realistic, I guess is the right word. So allow yourself all those little adjustments to make sure that you get the most out of every asana. It shows that you are tapping in to listening to what your body needs and wants. Don't forget to lift your sternum here. Lovely lift in the front of your body. Can you come a little lower? Make sure that you've got your hands and arms absolutely rigid. Every single muscle squeezing and working. And then let's bring the hands down to that right, left thigh even, and push back. Straighten out and bring your hands to the floor. Bring your head down towards your knee. So your front leg is straight, back leg is straight. Torso to your left thigh. Face towards your knee. And then we're going to stay low. So keep your head down, keep your body low, and we're walking your hands, or you're walking hands around to the front. So come into the middle. Turn your feet so they both face forward, toes are pointing forwards. And look at that, we're in Prasarita Padottanasana. So lift your hips up towards the sky. Allow your head and neck to hang. Another lovely inversion here. A little bit of a bend in the knee. And we're going to add on a little bit of an extra challenge. You might need to walk your feet in a little, bringing yourself down into a very wide leg squat. So not all the way, just halfway. Use your hands to help support you. So we've got a bit of a bend in the knees, arms are straight. You might feel that right into your hips there. And if you're feeling like it, you can come up onto toes and fingertips. And then we're taking the heels back down, straightening the legs and walking the hands over to the right leg. Turn your right toes out towards the narrow end of your mat. Have your hands either side of your foot. And then we're taking torso to the right thigh, head towards the knee. Take some nice, deep, slow breaths here. And then we're going to come into our warrior one on the side. So we're going to look forward. Keep looking forward. Raise chest away. Take the arms up. Adjust if you need to, so you've got more space between your feet. And then sinking down into warrior one. Bring that left hip forward. So your hips are in line with the narrow end of your mat. Lift your sternum. Bring your shoulder blades towards each other. Breathe. Pressing down into that front foot, the right foot. Nice and strong. And then we're coming all the way up to standing. Bringing yourself around to the front. Hands to your hips. And a halfway fold. So bend your knees a little. Halfway fold. Ease out in your lower back. Mid back. Send the crown of your head forwards. So we're lengthening through the spine again. Sending your sit bones up towards the ceiling and then fold forward all the way. Let's cross arms. So cross your arms. Allow the weight of your arms and your head to gently stretch down the sides of your body into your back. Letting gravity undo some of gravity's work. Making us long again. And then we're going to walk the feet in. So take your hands to the floor, walking your feet into the center. So we're coming into that nice Uttanasana, easy forward bend. One more time. And then we're going to come into Utkatasana. We're going to come up into chair. So bring your chest to your thighs. Bending your knees if you need to. So a little bent knee. And chest and thighs strongly glued together here. And then we're going to take the hips down towards the ground, starting to look up, lengthening through the neck, coming about halfway, and then peeling your chest off, coming up to standing and lifting your arms up above you. If that's all way too complicated, just bring yourself into a chair position or awkward pose. And then all the way down into a squat. Wrapping your arms around. Now you're either up on toes or your flat foot, whichever way. Stay here in your squat for a moment. Take a breath. And we're coming all the way up to standing, nice and slow. So either straight up, or you can come back into your chair pose and come up from here. Well done. One balance posture today, and then we are going to come down to sitting on the floor. So we're still going to be working into hips, still be working into shoulders, and of course, always with a balanced posture, really concentrating on core. So bring your right leg up. We're going to bring it all the way up and over to the top of your thigh. And it might be that you end up resting your foot on your thigh. You'll have to press back so that you have that nice strong connection. And if it's possible, bring it right up into the groin and take the knee a little down. And we're going to come into a balance here. So bringing your hands up or out to the sides or in Namaste Mudra, whatever works for you. Or a variation in all of them. So a lovely balanced posture. Now with balance, if you're finding that you're having a wobbly day, focus on one little fixed spot. Take the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth and press gently upwards. Remember to breathe slow and steady. And if it's very easy and you don't feel challenged and you'd like to, you can always close your eyes. Now we're going to release, taking the right leg out, a little bit of a flex, a few circles, and then we're standing on the right leg and lifting the left. So take the time to set yourself up nice and strong on that right leg. Make sure that you're not bending forward, you're nice and upright. Your weight is dropping straight down into that right leg, and then we bring the left up. Again, either just above your knee, not on the knee, and then you'll have to push your knee, the left knee backwards in order to keep that nice connection, to keep that pose, or having a wobble. Or you can bring your foot all the way up into your groin, and then you're taking the knee down and backwards. And again, whatever you did on the other side, do on this side. Nice slow and steady breaths here. Try not to lock that standing leg, a little bit of a bend in the knee. Very nice. And release. Again, let's do a little bit of circling. Stretch out. Oh, click, click, click. Anybody else got a clicky ankle? Bringing your leg back down. Take your legs lovely and wide. Let's come into a half fold. So just sliding your hands gently down your legs as you tip forwards. Remember to keep that bend in the knee. Just halfway. Send the crown of your head forwards. And then all the way down. So our last inversion today. Allow your arms and your shoulders and your head and neck to be completely relaxed. Close your eyes. Nice easy inversion. Think about letting gravity help your blood flow to your head and neck and face. And then we're going to walk the legs in. We're coming into a squat. So nice. Feet together. Down into a squat. If you can balance, wrapping your arms around your knees. And then we're going to take the knees out to the side and the bottom onto the mat. So bring yourself into Baddha Konasana. So lots of very subtle stuff into hips today, subtle and not so subtle. And so nice to finish with Baddha Konasana, and let's make it a dynamic one today. So butterfly wings, knees either synchronized or metronome. I don't know why that reminds me of metronome. I suppose it's fairly obvious. And then you can use your hands, of course, to pull your heels in towards your body and to gently press your knees out to the sides. And again, might be quite nice just to do a little bit of a rocking movement, get some movement into the body. So our last seated posture here, we're going to come into Paschimottanasana. So we're going to do a lovely little bit of breath work together again as we finish our time together this morning. Gosh, it went fast. Okay, so legs out and together. So bring them quite firmly together. See if you can get as much contact as possible between your right leg and your left, from your toes to the middle of your foot, well, the side of your foot. And then let's sit up lovely and tall. So think about those sit bones again, as we did at the beginning, dropping down into the floor, connecting with the earth and the whole of the backs of your legs as well. And we're going to do a gentle slide. So we're sliding down the legs, but we're going to exhale as we move forward. Inhale as we come up. Every time, maybe just a little bit further. Inhale to come up, making lots of space in the chest. Exhale to fold forward, squeezing out every last little bit of breath. Is there any breath left in there from a couple of hours ago? Let's get rid of all of that old breath and make space. So move as you feel like moving. The only thing to focus on is your breath as you bring yourself away from your legs, allowing space. And as you fold forward, think of being like a pair of bellows. Gosh, I'm as stiff as a board this morning. Might have to do an evening practice as well today, and yoga tomorrow. And now gently, slowly bringing yourself all the way back up. And let's come into a little bit of a balance. This is a lovely balance. Bringing your knees up, wrapping your arms around, and then just coming into a little egg balance. Bringing your forehead down to your knees. That lovely stretch in the back of your neck. And try to ease off holding any tension in your shoulders right now. Just have a nice firm hold of your arms so that you can relax. Maybe even closing your eyes. And then we're going to come down to lying on the mat. So make sure you have enough space. Make sure you have anything you need. You're rolling down or coming down to lying on the mat, any way that works for you. And bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. Well done. So a nice big hug. And remember today to be kind to yourself. If you catch yourself with that negative voice that likes to creep in sometimes, tell it to go away. Serves no purpose whatsoever other than stopping you from doing things that you would like to do. So a little rock from side to side, arms out, nice big T, and then we're going to take them over So legs to the left, head to the right. Although it doesn't really matter because you're not going to bash into anybody. Try to make sure that your shoulders both stay on the floor. And you might want to keep your eyes closed here if you haven't already got them closed. Starting to feel the mat, the floor, the air around you. Bring your head back to center, bring your legs back to center. So thighs just skimming across all the way over to the other side. And then bringing your head in the opposite direction. Try and make sure that you can relax your legs. It might mean that you need to change the position a little, push your feet further away. And then bringing your head back to center. And then your knees back in. Wrap your arms around, give yourself a hug. Squeeze your thighs into your chest, squeezing your lower back into the floor. If you need a little bit of a counter pose, then maybe you want to just come into a quick bridge before you bring yourself into your Shavasana. If you've had enough and you're ready for your Shavasana, come into Shavasana, your final resting pose. Otherwise, you're up in bridge, having a little bit of a counter pose in the lower back there before coming down to Shavasana. So with your Shavasana, make sure that you have lots of space. Send your heels out as far away from you as you can. Lift your arms up, roll your shoulders around, and then pop your arms back down with your palms facing upwards. Lift up your head, let it back down. Again, rolling your shoulders, rolling your hips, rocking from side to side, taking your right leg off, lengthening, and then laying it back down. The same with the left. Take up as much space as you can. Stretch out and then relax. If you ever feel any discomfort or like you need to move in your Shavasana or you've got an itch, go ahead and do what you need to do and then come back to this position of rest and relaxation. Clear your mind, breathe in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Any thoughts that come, just observe and allow them to go. Don't engage. Be strong. You know that there's the whole of the rest of your day to do everything else that you need and want to do, that is needed and required from you in your life right now. So for now, breathe in, relax, breathe out, let go. Staying in your Shavasana with your eyes closed. Allow the whole of your body to soften and melt into the mat. Completely relax, at ease, at peace. Breathing in through your nostrils and out through your mouth. Completely emptying with each out breath, inhaling in light and warmth and positivity and possibility. As you breathe out, making space for all the good that is to come your way. Breathing in and out, an easy, relaxed, gentle rhythm. On your next in-breath, coming to roll onto your right side. On your next breath, coming up to sitting. Full circle back to where we were. Gently bring your hands to heart center, dropping your chin to your chest. That lovely stretch in the back of the neck. One more time. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling. Open your eyes. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling, raising your head, coming back to the center, back to yourself. And well done. Good practice. I hope you have a lovely day and enjoy every bit of it.